What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about 15 different altcoins today. I have gone through the Discord to fulfill everybody's requests. I have not gone through all the YouTube comments today. I've got a lot of comments to go through, you guys, and life has been busy over the past week, essentially, for me. So I've got a lot of excuses. Hopefully, not hopefully, tomorrow I will be on top of everything, and I will have all the requests fulfilled throughout the comments and on Discord. But I've got 2 requests from Discord. The rest of them are just off the top of my head, some of our usual suspects and coins that I hold personally as well. But we're going to get into it. Let's go over it here. The list will be in the description with timestamps. If the timestamps are not present, you clicked the video early. You're probably watching it within the first hour that it's been posted. If it's after that hour and there's still no timestamps, likely I've just forgotten, but hopefully I won't do that. It's been a while since I've forgotten. So 15 different coins. The first one is RBN for Anthony R. It's pulled up here, Ribbon Finance. Next one is WOJAK for an anonymous requester. We're going to call him Satoshi. Satoshi, we're doing WOJAK for you. And then for me, and I'm putting this next slew of coins on here because I'm assuming some of you would request them as well. And then really the first 4 are coins that I hold myself as well. But Bluezell, Compound, XCN, Mana, Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, ELON, Dogelon Mars, FLOKI, CQT, ICP, XRP, XLM, and GTC. I haven't looked through any of these charts today. I have a feeling that GTC might be the winner, but let's go through it. Right, I could be wrong. GTC, I just think looks interesting. Last I remember, but let's get this started. Hit that like button and subscribe. Again, if you want to look at the list below to determine if this video is worth your time, go ahead and do that. I always do ask that you guys watch the video from beginning to end because, for one, it actually helps with my ratings. Whenever YouTube does their algorithm or whatever, watch time, retention time does matter, and explaining it like this doesn't help with retention time, but still that is a thing. But if you just see a coin that you want to look at, go for it. Even if none of these coins are coins that you're personally interested in, it might be worth checking out, just because sifting through the dirt can really provide opportunities sometimes. It's you got to go through 100 projects that don't interest you to find the one that does. You know what I mean? And if you stop looking for that, if you stop looking for new projects, you feel like you're in the right projects, and you stop looking for projects that could do well, guess what? You're never going to find the projects that do well, right? You should always be looking. I think you should always be safe and feel established in your portfolio. You should not be left wanting. That's how FOMO, gets inspired. Never act on FOMO, but you should also always be looking, right? There is opportunity always for those who are looking for it. Enough of that. Hit that like button, subscribe. Let's get going. So you're at 99 cents, 99.1 cents now. Reached for the 382, but you couldn't quite get there, could you? That's okay. I mean, that could be your low, but I would genuinely anticipate that you would go lower. Let's look at the daily. Yeah, I would think you are working your way down lower, RBN. I would think so. Let's see how you do. If you can hold this, kind of trend that you're in right now, right? Something like that. Hold 92 cents, you're at 99 cents now. I think you'll be fine, but if you start rolling over, you get below your 40 on the RSI, I think that you're in trouble. And not necessarily in trouble, but just you're going to find that might not be your low, right? Your low could be at the 382, which lines up with the 1272 here at about 67 cents, maybe even all the way down to 58 cents at previous areas of resistance down here. So that could be in the cards. I don't like your weekly RSI, and I'm not a big fan of the daily either. Let's start fresh on the 4-hour. 4-hour actually looks good. Relatively neutral yet bullish. I stand by it, man. I mean, if you can hold this this trajectory and keep moving, I mean, you're fine. Where would you need to go to kind of prove me wrong? I mean, just break out of this trend, right? From this high to this low, break out of this trend where you've had higher or lower highs and lower highs and lower lows, and poor speaking skills. Okay, to be fair, this is actually a good look. Hey, this actually is a good look. I didn't look at this fib, but You definitely showed respect on your 236 here, even on your 069. Rejected the 382, found support on the 236. This is very common behavior when going up to your 618. So just break that, man. Break $1.07. You're at 99.3 cents now. Moving up every couple minutes that I talk, you're moving up a tenth of a penny. So maybe I should just never let this video die. $1.35 to $1.45 could be in your near future if you can get above like $1.07, $1.08, close above that 382 on a daily, and get this RSI into the overbought zone. Do it. If you can do that, then yeah, I believe. If not, well, then maybe you are getting a lower low. But the one thing that was kind of holding me back in my head from saying that, I did say, because I went with the TA, but the overall markets, a lot of things look like they're about to move up, but not everything moves together. You do have hidden bearish divergence with the higher highs and the lower highs, but it's only there until you break that. If you just keep moving up and you break that high, well, then it's not hidden bearish divergence anymore. I don't know. I'm actually kind of in favor that you'll move up. So all that to say, Anthony R., I actually do think you're going to move up. If I'm wrong, then my original thoughts of you going lower would be correct, but you would have to break below, I would say, 94 cents, 92 cents. Break below there, and then it's on to the downside. Break above $1.08 essentially, and it's on to the upside. Yeah. RBN. WOJAK is our next coin, WOJAK USD for Satoshi himself. Yeah, Satoshi Nakamoto and me, guys, we're tight. I just don't, I don't make it public knowledge because I don't need all that, right? C-Zar, could you hook me up with Satoshi? No, guys, no. I could, but no, come on. Hit that like button and subscribe, you guys. We are looking good on WOJAK, looking like you want to reach for higher highs than you've already reached for. Good job. Who is it? Is it Mug Music? Do you like WOJAK? It might be Mug Music. I might be giving credit to somebody. I think it is Mug Music, but maybe it's somebody else who likes WOJAK too. We know Satoshi likes WOJAK. You're looking like you're at 0.0016 right now. You're looking like you want to move up to 0.00238, 0.0035, 0.0062. That's phenomenal gains, right? It doesn't look like it's that far away. Even this 1272, it's not that far away, but look at that, right? That is a nice 42%, more than that. It's like 45% gains from here. Your next target is over 100%. It's like at 120% gains. And then final target, near 300% gains. I mean, that could all happen very soon. This is a weekly chart. It could happen within the next month or two. You don't have to stop here. But it wouldn't be crazy if you did. It wouldn't be crazy if you did. Let's look at the daily. I like the daily RSI. I like the weekly RSI. Yes, you have bearish divergence. Yes, you do. I see it. It's not confirmed until if today closes red, then yes, you'll have 1-2 drives of bearish divergence. You could see this move up one more time, get another drive of bearish divergence, have triple bearish divergence, which is about as far as it goes, and then put the hammer on to the downside. But man, you've already interacted. You've kind of interacted already, finding support on the 886 and the 100 here. I'm kind of optimistic that you'll break through that 1272. In which case you'd be going up to about, potentially 0.0035 or higher is on the table. So WOJAK looking good, looking frisky, looking ready to keep moving. I got no qualms with it, man. As long as today doesn't close red. If today closes red, you might move back down to like, you're at 0.0016, you'd move back down to 0.00123 or a little bit lower than that. But that's okay. Shorter term time frames look bullish. The only thing giving me concern, I guess the 1 hour looks like it wants to go down a little bit, not gonna lie. 15 minute, yeah. I guess the short term time frames look a little bit bearish. The daily time frame looks fine so long as you don't like close red. If you close red here, you're getting double bearish divergence and you're rejecting the overbought zone. So that could send you lower, but time will tell. I think you are moving up. I truthfully, I do think you're moving up at least to that 1272, but I'm kind of convinced. I convinced myself that 0.0035 or higher is actually what's on the menu. But WOJAK, I don't think it stops here. If it does, it's going to go down a little bit. It'll be a higher low, but I don't think it stops here. Blue Zell is our next one. What a bear trap this is, man, right? I want to like flip it over. Let's flip it over, invert the scale, right? Like that is a bull trap and a half. You're about to get dumped on, bro. About to, right? From your relative high to relative low. I would think you might reach to your 19-cent area, go up a little bit, and then boom, crash down. You're going to go all the way to 70 cents. But it wouldn't be crashing down, would it? It'd be up. Perhaps. You know, I do have some money set aside for Blue Zell in case it does go below 20 cents. I'm tempted every damn day to buy at these prices because I do think about it this way, right? These are the cheapest prices the last 2 weeks, the cheapest prices we've seen since December of last year. 26 weeks, 27 weeks, right? I guess 25 to 26 weeks because it was a week ago. It's a long time. It's cheap prices. Even if it goes lower, it's cheap prices right now. From the relative high, not the all-time high. It says the all-time high on this chart, but it's actually the relative high based on this thing's history. To the current price, we're at 47% of a discount. We've gone half off already. I don't know. 25 cents, it's a better price than my average, man. Mine's above 26 cents, I'm pretty sure, on this thing. So nothing wrong with buying here. Like I said, man, I'm having a hard time not buying this thing day by day. But it could move down to 19 cents. That's what makes sense to me. This thing does not move in a way that makes sense to me. So don't be surprised if we don't move to 19 cents. Okay, don't be surprised. But that is the call right now, 19 cents and then up. And where are we going to go if and when we move up? Well, we don't have the actual low yet. Assuming that the current low is the low, that could set us up for prices at 58 cents to 75 cents and beyond. $1.20 is absolutely on the table. If the 382 is the low, then that just moves up to 62 cents, 85, and then $1.57. So anywhere and everywhere in between that. We're at 25 cents now, so definitely got some gains to go. It just depends on when we start moving up. And looking at the weekly, it kind of looks like we'd go down. The daily RSI looks abysmal. It looks sad. It looks desperate for some kind of breath of life here, man. But you do have a little bit of bullish divergence, a double bottom. Perhaps you do get a bounce, but I do think inevitably you're going to move down. But time will tell. Prove me wrong. Get back above 33 cents, 32 cents. Stay above there, and I will accept defeat and that it's not going lower. I would much more happily, man, I would even happily buy here, honestly. I'm just not buying here because I do think it could go down. That's what the TA, it's not what my emotions say, and it's because my emotions are so loud with this thing that I'm not acting on it. My emotions want me to buy here, but the TA suggested it would go down, and I'm genuinely thinking that the TA is going to be wrong. But I would rather be buying up here, certain that I was wrong and that I'm buying and it's going to go up, versus okay, it could go down and then I could have bought down here. I'm not going to panic even if I bought here. See, this is what I mean, man. I talk myself into wanting to buy it because I wouldn't even panic if I bought here and it went down. It's a nice way to mitigate either outcome. I would just hold through and then go up. But then I'd be like, man, the TA, I knew it. This happens all the time, right? If you trade your emotions, you'll have these moments where it ends up happening the way that you projected it to happen. You're like, why did I trade my emotions? When does that ever go right? So I don't know, guys. I genuinely, in my gut, I feel like I'm going to be wrong on this, but I think you're moving down to 19 cents, and that's what I'm calling for Blue Zell. And then afterwards up. I think it's got a lot of growth to do this cycle. It's one of my favorite projects, actually, that's in my portfolio. Compound, next one. Speaking of favorite projects, this one's at $61. It hasn't been getting the attention and love that it deserves lately, but to be completely fair, I shouldn't even say that it deserves, because it doesn't deserve too much attention, does it? It's been pretty damn boring. We're in the same price area we were back in December, literally. And before that, like we haven't moved too much, right? We've had a couple fake outs, right? And then just back underneath this line here, this resistance area. When we break above $63, something we're very close to doing, something we did last week, but we just didn't sustain it. When we break and hold above $63, guys, I think that we are en route for our next high. Projected out from the relative high to low here, compound would be moving to at least $131 to $177, but I do think we will see deeper extensions being hit. I think out of this whole accumulation range being finally broken, I think that seeing the 2272 and up are likely targets, $300 to $500, $600, stuff like that. So, yeah, That's going to happen over the weeks, over the months to come, probably more likely over the months to come. We're just waiting for a breakout. What's likely to happen over the weeks, over the days, is that we're just going to be moving sideways below $70, yet above $60, hopefully. But we'll see. Time will tell. We did just have our higher low. Will we go form our higher high? Will we reject again? You know, that's probably the more expected outcome. But any day now, any week now, we will break this. And when we break this trend, up to the upside we go. So compound, waiting for that. I think that compound will have a phenomenal run as well this cycle. XCN, USD, same thing, man. We're waiting. It's the same analysis it's been for the past like 2 weeks, man. Nothing new. Moving sideways until we're not. Daily RSI has me convinced we're going to break out to the upside. I am waiting for a move or a suggestion that the move is going to be in either direction, but if it goes the direction that I'm preemptively assuming it will go, our first target area would be around 0.003 to 0.00322, and then our overall destination would be at 0.006 to 0.0085, somewhere in that area. We're at that's XCN. Mana, Decentraland. Mana is the token native to Decentraland, right? We're in this grand accumulation phase as well. Coinbase might not be, that's too big of a circle. It's like this. Coinbase might not be the best chart because it doesn't have all the history. We're at 47 cents now. My most recent purchase on Mana was at 52.2 cents. So if you're buying here, guys, you're buying at cheaper prices than my most recent buy for Mana. My average is higher than that too, because I bought some way back here. I should say my family bought some. I've got some now too, but my wife bought some back here, and we just held that throughout the whole cycle. We've just been holding it. So adding more to it, anyways. Lower lows here in the RSI. Relatively similar lows. It's not the best look, it's not the worst look. I do like that we're bouncing off the 40. I do like where this low came in, right? Based on this RSI, it kind of looks like a nice trend, right? We're at the low point, looking to get to that high point where we will be likely in the overbought zone, probably even higher highs than that. This could be the drive. This could be the beginning of the drive that will not only take us back to these highs, but beyond. And when we break this accumulation phase that we've been in since like 2022, October of 2022, when we break that, the target area to watch for at first would be about $1.76 to $2.21. We're at 47 cents now, so that would be what I would expect to happen, perhaps over the summer, if not by the end of this year. I think that's going to happen. And then beyond that, you know, we've got targets at $14, $42. That's your expected area and beyond. The 1886 is an area that Mana likes, whether it's to the upside or to the downside. So around $100 is on the menu for this thing. Yes, $100, and it's not even worth 50 cents right now. Why aren't we buying more? I don't know. We're at previous areas of support. We're below 50% of this overall consolidation phase. No, I guess we're not below 50%. We're just over 50%. The log scale throws it off for me a little bit. I don't know, guys. I don't know. It's got a lot of potential, and it's one that I feel more secure in investing, right? Because it's been around for a while too. It's not one of these coins that's been around for the last year. It might have a flaw in its code, and it'll rug pull on you in your sleep, and you won't even know, right? 1 minute it's there, 1 minute it's gone. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you're probably new to crypto, but I think everybody has seen it or at least been a part of it where rug pulls happen, man. It just happens, especially in new projects, right? Luna Classic is a perfect example of that, right? Seemed legit. You hear these sob stories of people who put all their money in Luna Classic because it's what they heard on the media, right? They didn't do any genuine analysis themselves. They just heard they heard the Bird Box tweeting away, and they put their life savings on that all in one basket, and it got screwed because it was a new technology. It was a new blockchain. However you see Doquan or not, it got exploited. It was an exploitation of the code, of the algorithm in Lunacy, right? So all I'm trying to say, the whole reason I went on that tangent is because I feel more secure in this coin because it's been around since 2017, right? It's been around for a while. It's stood the test of time. It's not its first cycle. It's not even its second cycle technically, right? It's been through the ass end of one bull cycle, another full bull cycle. This would be its like second and a half or third bull cycle, right? Technically it's third cycle, but wouldn't be a full cycle. It's been through two bear markets, higher lows, higher highs, very bullish chart overall. It's remained relevant. Everybody, maybe not everybody, but most people in crypto know what Decentraland is, what Mana is. This goes back to saying $100 target is possible, let alone a $20 target, $50 target, somewhere lesser than 100. And this is one of those coins that to me is a safe bet. It's more of a safe bet. So insane gains. It's less than 50 cents right now. Insane gains, and yet it's a safer bet in my opinion. But not financial advice, not a financial advisor. It's just literally my genuine opinion. That's why I keep calling it that. Dogecoin on Coinbase, no. Binance, yes. 16.2 cents right now. Weekly RSI looking pretty damn good. Daily RSI also looking good, looking like you'd want to move up, which goes against what I had been thinking. You went down as low as 12 cents. I've been saying since up here that we'd go back to around 10 cents, but I know I recently have been calling for it to go up a little bit higher. I'm skeptical as if you're going to go above 22 cents above this relative high here. But on the daily and the weekly, I do think you want to move higher. It does look like you want to move higher. So how high do you go? Let's just see. You're looking pretty damn productive on this, man. I don't know. You move above 18 cents, you could genuinely see 27 to 34 cents over this coming 2-month period. It could happen. It could happen, Dogecoin. You could be moving up. I don't know. You look pretty good. I'm not going to go against the TA. My genuine bias all along has been that it would be a bit of a laggard, and it has at large. It had 1 week of fun, a couple of weeks of like potential excitement and then despair, but really 1 week where we moved up 79%. But we're not doing Dogecoin things. My whole theory with Dogecoin is that I won't be doing things like this until later this year or early next year, right? And I'm in favor of early next year being the time frame, but that doesn't mean we can't move up until then, right? Perhaps we move up and then sometime next year, then we do our Dogecoin thing up to $4, $5, whatever. And I do think that's where it's going to go. But yeah, it's probably a good time to get into Dogecoin. If anybody's looking to get in, it's probably going to move up, I think, to 27 to 30 cents, right? That's what the target area is. High to low, 27.34, somewhere around there. That might be the next area. Sure. Unless you can't get above 21 cents, 23 cents. If you can't get above there, then, well, down you go. And that is my bias. That's my personal opinion that you won't do that. But to be fair, the TA suggests, at least as of now, it would be pretty hopeful to the upside. But you've yet to break your 618, so let's see how you do with that 17.88, 18 cent area. If you can break above there, then there's hope. If not, well, then hope is tarnished. Dogecoin, hopeful for now. Shiba Inu. Shiba, I would assume, also kind of goes with Dogecoin, right? They moved up basically at the same time. The weekly RSI looks better than Dogecoin's weekly RSI. The overall formation of the chart looks better. The daily RSI looks bullish, that's for sure. Bouncing off the 123, looking like you want to move up. The TA would suggest so. From high to low, yeah, I think your next move is at 403229 to 403448. You're at 402575 right now, so a little bit of a gain. And then once you react positively with that, I would assume you'd move up to 4058 to 4008. It's your next target. That could happen this summer, but I mean, it all depends, I suppose. If you can get above your 886, get above your all-time or your relative high, and how you interact with the golden ratio zone. It really depends. If not, perhaps you see some kind of rejection here, another rejection or something, and then you stall out up here, form some kind of relative double top, and then you move lower, and then later in the cycle you do well, which is what I'm assuming Dogecoin will do too. But the TA as of now would suggest this is the next area. So let's see what we do with 403229 to 403448 Shiba. Yes, Dogelon Mars, man. On KuCoin, sure. Dogelon, I don't know, man. If it was Doge Elon, there'd be an extra E in there. It's Doge Lon. Doge Lon. Well, from your all-time high to your all-time or your cycle low, you dropped 96.5%. That is certainly a big enough drop to let some people get in and get out, right? Reallocate their positions. You're looking decent. You're looking decent right now. I would think as long as you hold this area at, what is that, 6 zeros? It looks like 602. If you're holding that area, I think your next move would be up to 607. 607 to 6094, somewhere in that zone. That's your next target area. Yeah, I mean you could be stair stepping all the way up, hit that 0.5 and then hit that 618. Maybe your next target area is 605. Let's just say that it's between 605 and 6095, and that's a big range, but that's where I think you're going. Yeah, looking good. I think you will hold this area. I think you will move up, but time will tell. We're just waiting. On a lot of these coins, guys, we're just waiting. It's like the whole market is holding its breath right now in anticipation of what will happen. We might, in moments like this, you might see a flash crash across the board, and that just generates a bunch of like panic selling, panic buying. The movement up, the recovery will induce more panic buying, right? People will panic sell up here, and then the movements past that will induce more panic buying. Just, I don't know. We'll see. Time will tell. We might not get a drop. We might just move straight up. But I do feel like the whole market is holding its breath right now, waiting for some life. I think we're going to get it very soon. FLOKI, Binance, looking good. This chart, I actually haven't looked at this chart at all really this cycle. This thing's doing Dogecoin things, man, already right now. This thing's crazy. Yeah, there we go. Near its all-time highs and looking like that in your RSI. You're not stopping here, bro. You're going higher. Anybody and everybody holding FLOKI or looking to hold FLOKI, if you're right now like, I wish I bought down here, it's going to do a double top. I'm just going to wait for it to go. It's not going to go lower, man. It's not going. I mean, it's possible. If it went down here to the 618 area, hey, that comes in line pretty well with those lows. That was not a well-drawn line. You know, comes in line pretty well with those lows. It looks appropriate. But just because it looks good doesn't mean it has to be good. Right now, what you've got going on with the weekly RSI is this same kind of look with your price that you'd be hoping for, but you've already got it in your weekly RSI, and you're looking like, I mean, you just got overbought. You're near your all-time highs. You had your, like, consolidation around here. I think you're going to break out, man. I think you're about to move to new highs, and your target would be, at a minimum, you're at 30315 right now. Minimum target would be 201, potentially all the way up to half a cent, man, or beyond. Genuinely, FLOKI, you're looking good, dude. Soon over the coming weeks and months, you're going to do well. That's for sure. Pretty confident in that. Out of all the Dogecoin memes, FLOKI seems to be the most bullish looking on the daily RSI, weekly RSI, all of it. It looks so good. Yeah. 4 hour would suggest, okay, maybe we come down a little bit over the next couple candles, maybe the next 8 hours. But you guys, I genuinely think this thing's about to see new all-time highs. And when it sees new all-time highs, you're going to get a movement like this. You're going to see a move just like this, and it will put you up at 0.001. You're going to fly. You're going to lose a zero like that. It's going to be really quick. When it happens, again, you could move down first. Perhaps you move down to 30211. You're at 30315 now, so perhaps you do that. But soon, very soon, man, it's going to go up there. Whatever it looks like. If you go down, it won't be by much in comparison to what you're going to go up by. All aboard on FLOKI is all I got to say if you're looking to get in on that one. Covalent here on Kraken. I love this structure, man. It's such a new chart. The only shame about this chart is it's just too new. Right? It's been around since 2021. It's not been around long enough. But to be completely fair, it's been around long enough to have a nice, like, Eve and Adam pattern. Maybe it's an Adam and Adam. It does, like, drawn like that, look like an Adam and Adam, but it's beautiful. I love that you're coming back and finding support right here at your breakout point, right? Previous areas of resistance right here, just holding support right there. Your RSI holding support at the 35 area, bouncing off of there. Didn't get below the 40 for too long. Bounced right back above it. That looks nice. Daily RSI looking productive as well. I want to look back at the weekly here. I'm assuming this is not a bull trap, and in fact, again, it's just a pullback to a previous breakout point, and you're going to move higher. So right at your 0.5, not common, but sometimes you find significance there. When you do find significance, I expect significant results normally. High to low, relative high to relative low. Perhaps you move lower. I don't think you do, man. I think you're on your way up to about 30 cents to 33 cents. You're at 23.8 cents now, and beyond. 63 to 92 cents is on the brain. That's deeper. That's after you break this zone. Really, you can look for 63 cents to 92 cents once you break above 42 cents. 41.23 cents. Yeah. I think you're working your way up, though. CQT looking good. Looking like it wants some new cycle highs, that's for sure. I mean, inevitably, I do think it'll see new all-time highs, too. You're at 23.8 cents now. There's targets at 5.84, 21.30. Beyond that, absolutely, you could see beyond that. This is a 100xable coin even at these prices, just so you know. Will it see that? I don't know, but I really do like that bottom. I like the volume profile on it and everything. It's not a lot of historical data. Is there something with maybe more volume? I don't know. Anyways, it looks good to me. CQT, ICP, ICP USD. Before anybody thinks this, no, this is not the same look. Yes, it's a W formation, but no, it's not the same as what CQT was. There's an argument to be made, I suppose, that it could be an Adam and Eve. Sure, it could be, but it's not the same. It's definitely not the same look. Though you are consolidating up here, you did backtest real quick at this previous area that you broke out from. You've been establishing higher prices ever since. Weekly RSI hovering around that 50 area. Yes, you're a little bit below, but I think that's okay. I think you're fine. Looking at the daily, wrestling with that 50, but not rejecting it, right? You're on the lower end of this 50. You're at an area where you would reject normally if you were to prevail bearishly, but I don't think you are. I think you're bouncing off your 40. And it's an area that you've bounced off before. I think you're about to find some momentum to the upside along with the rest of these coins. You're just moving sideways until you're not, man. Relative high to low here. Let's wait for you to get above $14. You're at $12.20 right now. Get above $14.07. Stay above there. And then we can talk about $16 to $17. Stay above there, and we can talk about $25 to $31 and beyond, of course. But yeah, I think you're at a pretty decent area to accumulate some ICP. Daily RSI looks fine. Weekly RSI looks fine. I think it wants to move up. Looking at the fibs, that would make sense to me. Let's put some lines at the 1618 there, a little bit higher. Closing low right here, kind of an area of support, right? The 1886 right there at a resistance point and support area, so maybe you do go to your 1886 at about $38, $37 there. $25 at the 1272, also near this support, near this resistance. So yeah, not really that helpful, but I guess $25 to $38 is a very suitable range to achieve, right? And I mean, absolutely, you could go beyond, but too much growth over a short amount of time, you know, like that kind of movement, I feel like is already pretty grandiose in itself. Could you move higher? Sure, but I don't know, man. When we're talking about $80, $70 to $80, even above that, that's like cycle. That's your cycle high, is what I'm thinking you're going to achieve. So, prove me wrong, get higher than that, but I don't think that you're going to break above this 38 area on your next move up. I do think you could go as high as 38, but I would say between 25 to 38. It wouldn't be crazy if really your next area. I know I've got all these lines. If you went first to 25, 27, that area, pulled back, consolidated, and then months later work your way up to that 48 to 38 area, consolidate again, and then finish off your cycle with that last run up to this high area. But we'll see. Time will tell. All in all, perfectly fine time to accumulate some ICP. I think it's going to move its way higher. XRP is the next one on Coinbase here. Nope, not on Coinbase. I'm sorry. I forgot they delisted. Right, making themselves irrelevant on TradingView. Man, if anybody bought on the Coinbase delisting, is the best time to buy, right? Absolute best time to buy. That was last cycle. That was a while ago, right? That was a long time ago. I think that was last cycle. Maybe it was in the bear market of the cycle before. I don't remember. It was a while ago. That's all I remember. I think it was during the last cycle, but because the SEC sued them, I don't remember when. But anyways, high to low, 236 holding. You've broken out of this this channel up that I was assuming you're in. You've definitely broken out of it, but I don't think all hell's broken loose. I don't think you're going to the downside. I think this week here on April, in the beginning of April there, April 8th, that was the entirety of this move down, right? You're consolidating. I do think you'll move back up. I think, you're kind of in this horizontal phase of consolidation you have been in for a while. Maybe the line wouldn't go that high. Perhaps it's right there. But whenever you do break above about 75.25 cents, I would expect your next move would take you up to 94 cents, even past a dollar. A dollar could be on your horizons over this summer. It really could happen in a short amount of time. XRP is one of those coins that it will be boring. Everything else would be exciting, and then when everybody has taken their eyes off it, has given up hopes, it'll do a week like this, right? So it doesn't need SEC news to have a week like this, though that was the last time I saw a week like that. I do expect that probably sometime over the summer you will be making strides up toward a dollar and beyond. So XRP looking good on the weekly here. I have no qualms with the RSI staying above the 40. Like to see it. A bit neutral, but the daily is a little bit neutral, but a little bit more structured, looking like it does want to be bullish. You're consolidating here. I would suspect that as you get to these higher readings above the 60 and you maintain above the 60, right? You get up here and maybe you don't maintain here, you come back down, but then inevitably you start staying up here. Whenever you're seeing stuff like this, not stuff like this, like not where you're flirting with it, but where you're actually like living above it like that, that's when you will likely break out of this little consolidation phase here. You'll start to move up higher. Once you break above 75.25 cents, that's when you'll move even further up to around a dollar, right? So that's XRP, and that the beginning of this move could happen any day now, any week now. I would suspect probably sometime next week. I think you've got at least another week or so of consolidating, but it could be next week or sometime later this month that you start to get exciting. XLM. And then we'll finish this up with GTC, which again is my expected winner. But to be completely fair, guys, FLOKI could take the cake. Unless Bluzell shocks the world, man, or Compound does. They have the capacity to. I suppose Mana does too. Dogecoin, of course, it's like a ticking time bomb, but you don't hear it ticking. It's just doing its thing in the background. It'll pop whenever it wants to. But so far, FLOKI is looking like the winner, but I have hopes for GTC. Let's talk about Stellar Lumens here. Man, I don't know what's wrong with my throat. It doesn't hurt, in case anybody's wondering. It doesn't hurt. It's just annoying. And it's always there. People who've been watching the channel for over a year, you guys know it's always there. I'm always clearing my throat, and I don't smoke. I haven't smoked for almost a year now. Never smoked tobacco, just cannabis, but I've smoked cigars and stuff, but I don't smoke anymore. Got a daughter, can't be up all night coughing, man. And I don't really clear my throat in day-to-day conversation. It's just I'm talking nonstop for hours doing these videos, so that'll do that. I feel like, yeah, you're holding above your 618, holding above the golden ratio here on your relative low to high. Maybe this is a better low to take. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Probably just the same as XRP, right? You're moving sideways, waiting to break out. Though this does look a little bit more bullish in my opinion. The daily, somewhat constructive. You are at an area where you're at risk, I think, of going down, but even if you do go down, I think you're set up for a nice kind of like higher low trajectory, and you could bounce right off the oversold zone too, which that'd be awesome. That could send you down. Perhaps you could move back down to this like low area, right? A little bit lower than this low. maybe down to about 9.77 cents to 9.37 cents. You're at 10.7 cents now. Maybe you don't move down. One way or another, whether you move down from here or you move sideways from here, inevitably I think you're moving up. You break above 13.24 cents, I think we can start thinking about higher prices. Relative high to low here. Yeah, 13 cents there to 13.6. Let's say 13.3 right in the middle. Break above that, we're talking about 19 cents, 23 cents, and beyond. But moving sideways, you're at 10 cents now. So let me get the overall one more time. Yeah, man. Small fib range, right? From high to low, that's your range. Your 2272 is a deep extension. It's a very common area to hit, especially with small ranges like this. And it's right in the middle of your 61869. And if you break this low, or if you break this high right here, right at your 382 on the overall fib range, likely, like statistically speaking, once you have an interaction with your 382, you hold support of the 236 area, which you're a little bit below it. You're kind of disrespecting it, but whatever. Your next interaction breaking above the 382, I would look for the 61869 area. And that the 2272, a deep extension of this move here, is up in this area. I don't know. I think 31.5 to 37.5 with a specific emphasis on about 34 cents seems to be in your near future. It's also at like previous resistance points up here. You don't have to stop here. You could go higher. I mean, you absolutely could go higher. But I think somewhere around, let's just say 31.5 to 37.5 cents is what you're going to be working for this summer. That's my thoughts on XLM. You can start to see that move. I don't think it's going to happen in a week, right? But I mean, you could start to see the breakout happen in a week, and right, even if it happens like this is pretty fast. That would still be, sometime in August, right? So that'd be a pretty tremendous move up. But we'll see. I don't know if it happens exactly like that, but just an idea to show you that it can move up fast. This looks fast, and look, that's October, right? That's all the way down here. That's October, November. So it can take time. It can look fast but feel slow. XLM, nonetheless, 31.5 to 37.5 cents. That's the point of discussion. GTC, USD. Let's see if you meet all the hype that I've been giving it. Let's see. Yes, a little bit up last week, right? Up 26.7%. You're at $1.70 now. Weekly RSI looking fine, I think. A bit odd, but fine. The price action itself is a bit odd too. Oh, volume is fine. Daily RSI is fine. Kind of actually would expect you to come down a little bit over the coming days. So you might not be the winner, man. FLOKI might be the winner, honestly, of this video tonight. I do think it'll grow afterwards, but I just think first you had $1.70. Let's see how you do with about $1.40. Let's see if that makes sense here. $1.48. Yeah, you could just go right down there, man, and then boom, 618 to your 382, and then boom, yeah, it makes sense. I think you are. I think you're going to go down GTC just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. But if I'm wrong on that, whatever. If I'm right on that, cool. Either way, your next target area would be at like 262. You're at $1.70 now, so about $1 higher. And if you react well with 262, if you just crush it, annihilate it, $4, $6 becomes suitable areas, potentially even beyond that, right? I think GTC will see new all-time highs by the end of this cycle. From its all-time high now to its all-time low, the fib range that we have that's given there, the minimum target would be $77.50. The 500 level, lining up with the 1618 all the way up there at 270. Is 270 an achievable number? I ran the numbers. I did the math. I believe that gives it like a $16 or $17 billion market cap. It's definitely achievable. If I'm wrong, I'm thinking of a different coin. But I know I've run this number before, and it's a high market cap. Anything above $1 billion is a high market cap, but achievable market caps, right? The top 100 coins in crypto all are at $1 billion. I think. I say that any day of the week it can change, but let's see, 1 trillion, right, for the top dog, 1 billion for 100, right? The 100th coin. Let's see what the next 200 are, or the next 100 are. You've even got $1 billion on the first 103 coins. So I'm just saying, this is right now. By the end of the market, by the end of the cycle, it could be the first 200, 300 coins that are at $1 billion or more. Gitcoin itself is at a $1 $100 million market cap now. So that'd be a 10x, would be like $10 up there. I do think it'll see new all-time highs. I mean, I genuinely expect 77.51 to 270 to be the area by the end of the cycle. But all in all, yes, a little disappointed. I think it's going to move down. So that one's going down. FLOKI looking like the winner. So I'm the winner tonight. That's right. And anybody who requested FLOKI by chance on the YouTube comments, you can live vicariously through me and embrace the winning spirit. I did have an unfair advantage, though. There were only 2 requesters tonight, which means I had 13 of the other possible outcomes. So WOJAK is looking pretty good in the near term. You know, I'm not gonna lie, Satoshi, you have a good chance actually of being the winner, because FLOKI I think will do well, but WOJAK actually might do the best in the shortest amount of time. I don't know. We're gonna give it to Satoshi. We're gonna give Satoshi the winner. So if you didn't rage quit on me announcing myself the winner, we're gonna give it to you, Satoshi, the anonymous requester for WOJAK. Anyways, hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.